And here we are, 8 days later with the OnePlus 8. Finished a battery charging test today, and I think it went well. So let's turn this on. This is the unlocked version, so there's no T-Mobile splash screen or anything like that. And I'm filming on the 2020 iPhone SE. So enter the password. Now if we go down to the battery percent, yep, it still has the stats. So you can see that it was charged 47 hours ago, and the screen usage was 6 hours and 46 minutes. That's really good. 1 day and 22 hours. Pretty awesome. And let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. And you can see all the different stats of which apps were used, but still almost a full 2 days. And the 6 hours and 46 minutes is pretty good. And keep in mind, this was on the 90 hertz display. So if I scroll down, go to settings, go to display, refresh rate, 90 hertz. And you can choose to change it to 60. And I would imagine, based off my testing of OnePlus phones, you would probably get maybe another hour of screen time or battery usage. Standby time about the same, but I mean, this is why you got the phone. So here are the battery charging stats. It does really well, and I like to charge it in off to give the phone time to rest. I think that's a good thing. So plugged it in at 8:30. It was completely dead, 0% off. It actually died, anyway, hours before that. So then we have 0 to 79% in just 37 minutes. That's faster than any phone that I've tested. That's faster than the LG. That's faster than the OnePlus McLaren. Sorry, the OnePlus 7 Pro McLaren. And then it went to 96% in less than an hour, and it was fully charged in just 63 minutes. So then we look at that fun stat. Well, how fast is it charging per minute? For that first 79%, it's charging at over 2 battery percentages per minute. That's really good. This one, the OnePlus 6T from 2018, does not charge that fast. Again, this uses dash charging, whereas the OnePlus 6T is using warp charging. So there is a speed difference there. And then overall, it's charging at 1.59% per minute, which is good. It's good. It's good. So what have I learned over the past 8 days? Well, I unboxed this last Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. At first I was thinking, well, that's really 7 days. No, today's day number 8. And so I don't have to bring up text on the screen. That's not blood. That's ink from one of my kids drawing. Didn't want to think I cut my hand while doing a test. So I'm going to start with the cons. The screen shape. The screen shape is good. I like the screen. The screen itself is good, but the screen shape with the slight bezel, well, it really catches the light, and that bothers me. Every single curved screen phone that I've had, I've returned, and the first 3 days it bothered me. Over the last 4 days, not so much. Not that I've gotten used to it, but it's really subtle, and I compared this to the McLaren at the T-Mobile store, and the curve is not as much. So they've toned it down a bit, slightly. I still don't like it. I prefer the flat screen of the OnePlus 6T. So palm touches, that's goes on to the screen shape. Now some people, they don't mind the screen shape, but when you're holding that device in your hand and you have an app open, sometimes you'll accidentally click stuff. Like, I didn't really mean to click that. You saw, like, if your fingers are hovering over something just a little bit, you'll accidentally open it or close it or respond to something that you didn't want to. There's one feature that's really missing, and right here when you're shooting video, so here I'll initiate a video and I can zoom in, that's great. You can take, you can really zoom in. So the video camera definitely improved since 2018, and I think the specs are different just a little bit from the McLaren, but I have noticed some better zoom in quality, and the stabilization appears to be improved as well. Now, if you're trying to do macros through video, not so much. Like, you'll notice it can't zoom in on that font, but it will on the others. So the video camera is better and the stabilization is better. But one feature is missing is that you can't swap between rear camera and front camera. And I had that feature on both the Samsung S20 and the LG V60 that I tested earlier this year. And I love that feature, especially for shooting videos like this, where I can quickly bounce back between camera A and camera B, but it's really the same camera. So OnePlus, that should have been on the 8. Next, the hole punch. The hole punch is okay. Most of the time you don't really see it, depending on the app. See, like right there, it's a little more prevalent. I'm not a big fan of the hole punch. To be honest, I like the way they place the camera here with the teardrop. That's been my favorite placement, better than iPhone. And slippery. So here we have the OnePlus 6T. I mean, it looks like it's the same, but for some reason, and that was one of the reasons I put stickers on it, so I'd have something to grip. This one's still not as slippery as this one. This one is slippery. The other day I had it on the back of a couch, and our couch is flat, and it just slowly slides off surfaces. I mean, even with the camera bump. So you need a case or like some type of matte covering or something on this so you can grip it. I would recommend a case. So now for the good stuff, the pros. The battery life is great. I have a screenshot that I can show you. I'll just flip that up in the video or put the details down below. The camera's improved. The speed is great. Again, it has 12 gigabytes of RAM. I can show you all those stats right there. And then you go to About Phone. So we have the 12 gigs of RAM. We have a great Android processor, the Snapdragon 865. The 12 gigs of RAM, big difference from the 8 in the OnePlus. But again, the McLaren had that. So if you have the McLaren, it's pretty much obvious you don't need to upgrade to the OnePlus 8 or even the OnePlus 8 Pro. You're not getting enough new features to upgrade from the almost $1,000 you already spent on McLaren. The new animations are really fun. Now if I take this out of airplane mode, here, let me zoom in here. So now watch. Isn't that cool? Let's do it again. So it's kind of like a runway effect. And on the OnePlus 6T, and I tried the McLaren, it doesn't do that. So right here, it just turns it off and on, and it's not a dark mode thing. Anyway, I just like new animations. And the other cool thing that I like is the light show. So zoom out again. Right here, you go into settings, and then you go down to display, and then you go to ambient display, and right at the bottom, right there, horizon light. So there are 4 choices. You can do blue, and if you hold this down, it gives you the light show. So we'll hold that down, and there's the blue notification, there's the red, and you have gold. And I really like the purple. I've been using purple and then just check the box, and now you'll get that. But you'll also need to do new notifications. You can read right there, show notifications on the ambient display along with horizon light. So what we'll do now is I'll send a text message to this phone, and then you can see that new notification. So we'll take this off of airplane mode, turn it off, and now as soon as we do a message, all right, I reposition the camera. Now we'll send a notification, and there's that glow. Then of course there's also the fun sounds. So we'll turn on the ring, send another notification. Oh, and there's Twitter. And there you go. So you get that blue light, the gold light, the red light, or the blue light. Now the one difference between the McLaren and this one, the McLaren has one more color that you can choose, and that's the papaya orange. So you can see just by these notifications, the phone is moving. That's how slick the case is. We're on a completely level surface. I'll just keep sending notifications. And that slight vibration motor, the haptic feedback, moves the phone. Oh, this is just kind of fun. We'll just keep sending them. So there's that horizon light. One of my favorite features. And there you have it. That's my review of the OnePlus 8 smartphone. And you can pick this up online. You can order it through T-Mobile. I don't know what other carriers are selling it right now. And you can also, of course, buy it directly through oneplus.com. The slider still works great. And yeah, I'll be doing a comparison between the OnePlus 8 and the OnePlus 7 Pro McLaren that came out fall of 2019, probably later this week or next week. I still need to edit my footage that I shot in the T-Mobile store, but this was just my 8 days later with the OnePlus 8. And I want to show that horizon light feature, that horizon glow. I just think it's so cool. Here we'll do it one more time just for fun. Let the phone time out. And there's that purple glow. Well, if you have any questions, put those below. And yes, pithy comments are still welcome. And thanks for tuning in. It's been fun. Yeah, so the overall question is, would I buy this phone again? No. Even though I have this one, the cons are just, they're outweighing the pros. Even though there are more pros, they're not that significant enough to leave the OnePlus 6T. And in all honesty, there's not much of a difference between the OnePlus 8 and the OnePlus 8 Pro to justify that extra $100 along with the features. So yeah, I'm gonna stay with the OnePlus 6T and my iPhone SE for now. Well, that's all I have. Thanks for tuning in to hear my comments about the OnePlus 8. Let me know if you have any questions below. This has been another gadget review by PH Digital. We'll see you again in about 74 hours. Goodbye.